Hello everyone, Jonathan Schlack, EAS&Weather here with a severe weather update for the Day 2 outlook. We have two severe weather risk areas for tomorrow. I'm going to start off up here. We have a slight risk of severe weather tomorrow that covers east central Montana, southwestern North Dakota, and the extreme northwestern corner of South Dakota. We have a marginal tomorrow that covers central and eastern Montana, parts of east central Idaho, very far northern and eastern Wyoming, the western halves of North Dakota and South Dakota, western Nebraska, the very far western edge of Kansas, most of Colorado, the extreme northwestern part of New Mexico, the very far extreme northeastern corner of Arizona, and the very far extreme southeastern part of Utah for tomorrow. Going further east, we have a slight risk of severe weather tomorrow that covers pretty much all of Maine, southeastern New Hampshire, southeastern Vermont, all of Massachusetts, all of Connecticut, all of Rhode Island, southeastern New York State, all of New Jersey, southeastern Pennsylvania, which includes my area, all of Delaware, central and eastern Maryland, Washington, D.C., central and eastern Virginia, and north central North Carolina. We have a margin risk tomorrow that covers northwestern New Hampshire, most of Vermont, central and northeastern New York State, parts of central and northeast Pennsylvania, going back here into northwestern Maryland, most of West Virginia, western Virginia, the very far extreme south central tip of Ohio, eastern Kentucky, and I mentioned western Virginia, right? I think I did. It also covers eastern Tennessee, northeastern Georgia, all of North Carolina, and most of South Carolina. So, going to the tornado threat for tomorrow. We have a 2% chance of an isolated tornado tomorrow that covers all of Maine, pretty much all of New Hampshire, southeastern Vermont, all of Massachusetts, all of Connecticut, all of Rhode Island, southeastern New York State, most of New Jersey, southeast Pennsylvania. So I'm on the edge of the 2% tornado risk for tomorrow. I'm around that border. I'm around the edge. I am right on the edge of that 2% tornado risk tomorrow. The 2% tornado risk also covers all of Delaware and eastern Maryland. The eastern shore of Maryland, I should say. So, going over to the wind aspect of things for tomorrow. We have a 15% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour or higher in east central Montana, southwestern North Dakota, and the very far extreme northwestern tip of South Dakota. And we have a 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour or higher in the eastern half of Montana, the western halves of North Dakota and South Dakota, eastern Wyoming, western Nebraska, the very far western edge of Kansas, most of Colorado, extreme northwestern New Mexico, the very far extreme northeastern tip of Arizona, and the very far extreme southeastern tip of Utah. Going eastward, we have a 15% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour or higher in all of Maine, most of New Hampshire, southeastern Vermont, all of Massachusetts, all of Connecticut, all of Rhode Island, southeastern New York State, all of New Jersey, southeastern Pennsylvania, including my area, all of Delaware, central and eastern Maryland, Washington, D.C., central and eastern Virginia, and north central North Carolina. We have a 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour or higher that covers northwestern New Hampshire, most of Vermont, central and northeastern New York State, central and northeastern Pennsylvania, northwestern Maryland, most of West Virginia, western Virginia, the far south central tip of Ohio, eastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, northeastern Georgia, all of North Carolina, and most of South Carolina. So, going over to the hail aspect of things for tomorrow. We have a 15% chance of large hail, 1 inch in diameter or larger, that covers east central Montana, southwestern North Dakota, and the very far extreme northwestern tip of South Dakota. And we have a 5% chance for hail of 1 inch in diameter or larger tomorrow that covers central and eastern Montana, Sorry, don't know why I just updated on me. The 5% risk of hail 1 inch in diameter or larger covers central and eastern Montana, east central Idaho, extreme northwestern and eastern Wyoming, the western halves of North Dakota and South Dakota, western Nebraska, most of Colorado, the very far extreme western edge of Kansas, very far extreme northwestern tip of New Mexico, the very far extreme northeastern tip of Arizona, and the very far extreme southeastern tip of Utah. So, going into the northeast, we have a 5% chance of hail of 1 inch in diameter or larger that covers all of Maine, all of New Hampshire, pretty much all of Vermont, all of Massachusetts, all of Connecticut, all of Rhode Island, southeastern New York State, eastern Pennsylvania, which includes my area, all of New Jersey, all of Delaware, central and eastern Maryland, Washington, D.C., and northeastern Virginia. So, going over to the summary for tomorrow, scattered damaging winds will be possible across parts of the northeast and mid-Atlantic states on Sunday. Hail and damaging winds may also occur from eastern Montana into western North Dakota. So that's all I got for today with the days 1 and 2 outlooks. Here's the day 1 outlook, by the way. If you want more information on that, visit my previous video for more information on the day 1 outlook. So, anyway, stay safe in the affected areas both today and tomorrow. So, just stay safe in the affected areas both today and tomorrow. So, I will have another update tomorrow on the severe weather. So, stay tuned for that. But meanwhile, pay attention to any statements and warnings and watches that are issued by the National Weather Service. Take care.